So this morning, I want to talk to you about something that sounds simple when you say it, but is extremely hard, extremely difficult to do when life gets complicated. I want to talk to you this morning about doing the right thing, even in difficult situations. Now let me start with a truth that we all know, and that is that difficult situations don't always ask what you want to do. Difficult situations ask what you will do. Because in easy moments, doing the right thing feels almost natural. But in the hard, difficult moments, when you are literally under pressure, when you are scared, when you potentially might lose something, when others may disagree with you, doing the right thing can feel literally impossible. So the question is not, can you imagine doing the right thing? The question is, when your values are tested, when your boundaries are pushed, what do you actually do? Now here's the crux of the matter. Doing the right thing usually comes down to three very, very important elements. Number one, your character. Number two, your choices. And number three, your courage. So firstly, your character. Character is what you do when no one is watching. Character is what you decide even when no one agrees with you. Now, some people think that character is something that you are born with. But I like to think of it as a muscle. Character is more like a muscle that develops as you grow. It grows through small decisions, repeated again and again. So for example, when someone cuts in line in front of you and you let it slide, your choice becomes a vote for your character. When you are tempted to cheat because no one will know and you don't, your choice becomes a vote for your character. When someone speaks poorly about another person right there in front of you, and you also could join in, but you choose not to, again, your choice becomes a vote for your character. And that's why character matters, because difficult situations don't create your character. Difficult situations reveal the hidden character within you. Secondly, doing the right thing is also down to your choices. In a difficult situation, there are usually multiple options there in front of you. And the options also often come with consequences. Some with good consequences, some with bad consequences. And sometimes the wrong choice looks easier. The wrong choice looks faster. The wrong choice looks like the path with fewer problems. But you need to understand something. Doing the wrong thing might give you temporary relief for a short moment, but it creates problems that last in your life in the long run. And let me say this clearly. The wrong choice always charges interests later on, so to speak. So when you are facing a tough decision, ask yourself this: what is the best outcome I can get? And then ask an even harder question. And that question is, what kind of person will I become by making this particular choice? Because values aren't just for the good days. Values are for your life's decisions. Now here's where many people tend to get stuck. They assume that doing the right thing means being perfect or never ever making mistakes. But that's not what it means. Doing the right thing means being honest about what's right and then committing to it, even if you are not confident, even if you are afraid of something, even if you know that it might cost you something in the long run. And that leads to the third key. The third key is courage. Courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is acting while fear is present. Courage is standing up when it would be easier to stay quiet. Courage is telling the truth when it would be safer to say nothing. Courage is protecting someone who can't protect themselves. But courage also looks ordinary. Being courageous might not look dramatic at all. It might look like taking the extra step to do what's fair. It might look like saying that I can't be part of this at all. And sometimes courage is walking away from a situation before you become responsible for that situation. Now, I want to give you a few practical ways to do the right thing even in those tough decisions, even when it is hard, even when it is difficult. The first one is to slow down for a moment. In pressure, people tend to move fast. Emotions tend to drive actions. But if you pause even briefly, you give your values a chance to speak. You can literally tell yourself, wait, think. 1 second can stop you from saying something that you will regret. 1 second can stop you from making a decision that you will regret in the long run. The second point I want to share with you is that you should separate your feelings from responsibility. You might feel anger, you might feel embarrassment, you might feel resentment, but feelings don't get to be the boss of your choices. You can be angry and still choose kindness. You can be hurt and still choose honesty. You can feel disrespected and still act with integrity and respect. Because responsibility is not based on how you feel, it's based on what is right in the moment. And thirdly, use your values as a filter. Before you act, ask yourself, if everyone had my bad attitude, would that make the world a better place? Ask yourself, if I do this, am I respecting other people? And most importantly, does this attitude match the kind of person that I want to be? And if the answer to any of the above questions is no, then it's not the right path for you to walk, even if it looks tempting in the long run. And fourthly, choose the courageous option, not the popular one. Sometimes doing the right thing isn't popular. Sometimes people will misunderstand you. Sometimes they will mock you. Sometimes they will test your strength. But remember, popularity is not the same thing as morality. A crowd can be loud and still wrong. And you don't have to win approval to win integrity. Now, I want to talk about one specific challenge, and that is the fear of consequences. Many people don't do the right thing because they worry about what will happen to them. They worry, that they'll lose their job, they will lose a relationship, they would lose their status, they would lose respect, or they may even become a target as well. But here's something very important to remember. There are two kinds of consequences. There are consequences that come immediately, and there are consequences that come later. Your goal isn't to remove the consequences. Your goal is to choose the consequence that you can live with. Because if you compromise your values, you might avoid short-term pain, but you pay in the long term by sacrificing your long-term peace. Now, as you move forward with your life, it's very important that you try your best to do the correct thing. Practice doing the correct thing in the small moments, because that's where you learn how to handle the bigger moments. Do the right thing when it costs you something. Do the right thing even when it will be easier to blend in. Do the right thing even when you are tired, even when you are stressed or misunderstood. And if you mess up, and everyone does at some point, then don't give up. Correct yourself, repair what you can, learn, and then try again. Doing the right thing is not about never failing. It's about refusing to stay down when you realize you went the wrong way. So here's my final message. Difficult situations will come. Pressure will come. Temptation will come. But your values are stronger than your circumstances if you choose them. So be the kind of person who does the right thing, not because it's easy, simply because it is the right thing to do.